If your customer complains about spongy braking on his Smart, this is how to deal with the problem. Pull the handbrake lever upwards and remove the plastic cover. Underneath is the adjusting nut of the parking brake cable. Unscrew the old nut completely. Then screw on a new nut, which you only lightly attach to the thread. Lower the parking brake lever completely. Then take off the rear wheels. Unscrew the two fixing screws of the brake drum and then remove the drum from the wheel hub. Check the brake drum, the brake shoes and the brake pads. If necessary, remove the brake shoes. The clamping springs are removed first. Pull the brake shoes one after the other from the support bearing and then tilt them slightly outwards. After the spring, unhook the brake cable. Then you can tilt the brake shoes upwards over the wheel hub and remove. Now remove the upper spring and the adjusting device from the brake shoes and check the individual parts. Is there any damage? Is the thickness of the brake shoe okay? Does the adjuster work properly? When under no pressure, is the bimetal circlip under the hook? If necessary, replace the defective part or the brake shoes of the whole axle. Be sure to note the correct position of the upper retraction spring. The middle part of the winding must face downwards, not upwards as shown here. Here, both again in direct comparison. The adjuster can also not be installed any which way, but only as shown here. Also, do not forget to test the movability of the pistons in the wheel brake cylinder. Before the installation, clean the bearing surfaces and smear with brake paste. The installation is carried out in the reverse order. However, you must first fix the front brake shoe with the retaining pin and the associated spring clip. Then hook on the parking brake cable and position the lower spring in the correct installation position. Next follows the measurement of the clearance between the brake drum and the brake shoes. To do this, measure on both sides the outside diameter of the shoes and the inside diameter of the brake drum. Please note that with the mechanical caliper gauge, you must add 10 mm to the internal dimension. Then calculate the respective clearance. Brake drum inner diameter minus brake shoe outer diameter gives you the clearance. If, as here, the right and left value deviate from one another, the adjustment follows. However, first clean the brake and the bearing surfaces and apply the brake paste to the centering surfaces. Mount the brake drum with two fixing screws. While the engine is running, press the brakes several times until the click of the adjuster can no longer be heard. Put the wheels back on and lower the vehicle to just above the ground. On the parking brake lever, turn the adjusting nut so that you feel approximately 2 or 3 mm of free travel before the brake cable engages. With this setting, the rear wheels must rotate freely. Pull the parking brake lever up to the third notch and turn the wheels again. Now the wheels should still rotate, but a slight braking effect can be felt. Now pull the parking brake lever up to the 5th notch. The wheels must now completely block. To check, pull the parking brake lever several times and release it again. If the setting has changed afterwards, correct it using the adjusting nut. This is followed by a brake test on the test bench. And a test drive. If the Smart still shudders strongly when braking, drive the vehicle back into the workshop. As long as the brakes are still warm, press on the pedal several times. Then take a look at the front wheels. In our case, the right wheel blocks and the left wheel turns freely. A light rubbing is okay though. However, if this rubbing is too much, as with our right wheel, the remedy is to renew the brake calipers and the brake carriers.